Good morning, everyone. My name is Amanda He, and before I get started with my testimony, I just wanted to give a big thank you to everyone who came out today. It truly means a lot, and God is so good. So, I was first introduced to Christ back in the second grade when a family friend asked me to join Friday Night Awana. Seeing church as a place to meet friends, to play games, and to eat good food, I quickly said yes to the invitation. And even though Awana was definitely an enriching experience for me, my attendance was more motivated by the pride of memorizing the most verses or gaining more patches on my vest, rather than getting to know the Lord in a deeper way. Around this time, my mother also started attending GCPCR and growing in her faith with the Lord, eventually getting baptized and officially taking the Lord as her Savior by the end of the year. Seeing how she was always so loving and so gracious, even through financial hardships with our family and weeks with my father living in DC for work, it truly opened up my eyes to the goodness and the power of the Lord. My mother inspired me to start building a more personal relationship with the Lord outside from simply attending church. So I started incorporating prayer into my daily routine. I was so excited to tell God about all the good and the bad in my life. God quickly became a friend that I could just share my feelings and my burdens with. But as I entered youth group, I found myself very lost. There were no more games, no more verses to memorize. My friends who attended Awana with me had moved away, and as a shy middle schooler, I was terrified to approach any of the upperclassmen. I felt truly unwelcome in my own church. My nightly prayers became filled with anger and high requests, and the more I demanded from the Lord, the less I could feel his presence. I soon started to believe that he just stopped caring about me entirely. And since I was doing just fine on my own at school, why did I even need God? I had everything under control by myself. And this mentality kept me going for the majority of my middle school. And soon after, I began denying his existence completely. But one day, my sister Estelle fell very ill. No one could explain what was happening to her, and for once in my life, I couldn't protect her. On top of that, I had just started high school at the time, so with tests increasing in rigor in an unfamiliar school environment, my academics started slipping. At that point, it truly felt like nothing was in my control. I had no choice but to plead to God for help. All I remember was that night, I completely broke down sobbing. I was begging God to come into my life and help me. If not to help me, at least help Estelle cure her from her sickness. And after laying out all my struggles in front of the Lord, I somehow felt that he was truly listening this time. Talking to God gave me this unexplainable peace that eventually brought me out of this low point. And thinking back, I remember a verse from Psalms that I'd memorized from my Awana days, which read, "God is our refuge and our strength, a very present help in trouble." And in that moment, that's exactly what God was to me, my refuge, my strength, and ultimately, my Savior. And I realized that I can't tackle the sinful world on my own. I needed God. So with my mother and my sister as great God-loving examples in my life, I started to seek a relationship with him again. But this process towards fully believing him and placing full faith in him has been far from easy. I still experience periods in my life where the Lord tests me and I stray from him. But even though I'm a sinner, even though we are all sinners in this world, the Lord, who is so perfect, so good, and so merciful, committed the ultimate sacrifice by coming down to this earth to save us from our wrongs. His all-encompassing love transcends all worldly things, and that love is shown through all the ways that he's worked in my life, no matter how big or how small, and no matter if I can see the tangible changes or not. Just this year, the Lord blessed me with a small group who helped me grow closer to the Lord in a more intimate manner. And as I close this chapter of my life and head off to college, I pray that I'll continuously choose the path that follows him, even if it's hard, through every high point and low point in my life. Today, I stand here ready to commit to a lifetime of serving him. Thank you.